Hi folks, Aaron here from Aaron's Practical Reviews. In this video we're going to look at the 50mm f1.8 on the Canon 90D. Now the 50mm f1.8 may be Canon's most popular, most purchased lens ever. Maybe. Because of its low price point and its f1.8 aperture, a really large aperture that lets you separate your subjects from the background, it's got a lot of purposes in not only walk around photography and for hobbyists, but also it enters into the portrait photography professional realm. A lot of people, this is their first lens they use to start out with, like an entry-level camera when they're starting possibly their professional photography career. So let's get started here. And again, right now I am filming with the 90D and the 50mm f1.8 in here in my studio. So let's get started and let's take a deeper look at it on the 90D. So let's start here at one of my favorite places, the flower garden that you'll see in a lot of my videos. This is going to be handheld, and this is straight out of the 90D. I'm not doing any post-processing or anything here. And this is in 4K. So I do have the digital IS on. So anyways, let's take a look. Here's just some panning shots handheld. I'm trying to be as steady as I can, and I'm focusing here on the detail that it's picking up, especially in 4K. Again, almost everything I use on the 90D looks amazing, especially in the 4K. So what I'm trying to show here is the colors, how it pulls the colors out, and how well it is handheld. Because with its focal length, it is a tight shot. So every little movement you have handheld in your videos tends to be amplified. But as you can see here, I can get fairly smooth movement. Now here it is on a tripod. This is where it really shines, in my opinion. However, like I said, it's a really tight shot. So this is how far back I am just to get that shot of myself. As you can see there, I'm about probably 40 or 50 feet back just to get this and get that tree in the background. Now here it is handheld walking, and this is where it really struggles, where you really probably need a gimbal or something to utilize it and get some smooth footage. But then watch, once you stop, boom, you've got beautiful separation between the subject and the background in your video. And it's just so shaky when you're walking because it is tight, 50mm. But again, where I love it is right here, getting this fine, the details, and it gets tight enough on your subjects or the area you're trying to film to where you can really pick up details. And I love these wide panning shots on this with this lens. And again, with the 4K, in the colors, it just pulls colors beautifully. The 90D and the 50mm combined. And I just love these wide shots. Now I wish ideally you want this on a tripod with a panning head. I'm doing handheld here, but so that's how it looks for video. Now let's take a look at some portraits. This combination for portraits gives really nice separation of the background. It does really well with the colors, and at f1.8 it's a bit soft. If you up it to say f2, you get a bit sharper image, but in general you get that good separation and a very nice shot. And here's, see that separation from the background? Very nice. So this is in Lightroom, and I'm just showing how I'm pulling shadows and suppressing highlights on the 90D here. So as you look up here, a little bit of suppression, not a whole lot. Shadows, I pulled them, as you can see in here, and it does okay. Nothing fantastic here. Now this, I had to do a lot of pulling from the shadows here, as you can see. It did a great job. Highlights, suppressed them a little. I actually find this photo more interesting, but this one's technically, the subject's more lit up. And then over here, just pulled the shadows up. Didn't have to do a lot with the highlights, but it does it okay. I wish I could get a little more from the shadows, to be honest. But I'll take what I can get. So this is just a general idea, like I like to show, of what I'm getting when I'm pulling shadows and stuff. And this one here is maxed. I've maxed those shadows out and had to pull the exposure to get this to come up a little bit here, as you can see. So I'd rate this on the 90D as far as pulling pushing shadows in Lightroom in that regard, average at best. Ultimately, that's all you're trying to do is take an image that might need a little help and make it usable. All right, folks. Well, that's it. That's the Canon 50mm f1.8 on the Canon 90D. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.